Del Larson here. The original Ohmicide had a clunky, confusing interface, but it was still the go-to distortion plugin for legends like Skrillex and Noisy and others. Why? Because nothing else hit that hard. Now, years later, Ohmforce finally dropped a new version with the same brutal sound, but a way more user-friendly UI. And I think this plugin is going to my go-to distortion plugin from now on. Let's jump straight into it. Let's drop the source sound very fast. So basically sine wave, let's modulate it with a higher frequency sine wave but detuned for the wobble. This needs a lower frequency modulation to have a more little grit. And finally another one to have a little more character. The bass sound is good, we're going to add the grit with Ohmicide. So let's add Ohmicide, then an EQ to clean up the mids, then an OTT. And as you can see I added lots of low end and a saturator to the end. Let's not forget that on my Patreon you can find 100+ project files on Ableton and other goodies. Also click here for my academy if you want to learn a lot more about music production. Now initially Ohmicide adds a little flavor to it, but it's not a big deal. Choose a random preset, for example the neutral one, and this is where the fun begins. We have a pre-distortion, a post-distortion, we have 4 bands, 1, 2, 3 and 4 as you can see. And the next is basically a parallel distortion as you can see here. If you click on the bands, this is the main thing that's going to create the magic. You can choose from more than 100 different distortion types. You can add gain, you can change the flavor and the bias. But right now I just want to try different distortion types on different bands to find the sweet spot. With the gain you are adjusting the strength of the distortion. Let's see the first band. Ooh. See, Ohmicide can get very aggressive. Let's see the second band. What really inspires me is just browsing through different distortion types, finding a good one and just go crazy with it. You don't need to think too much about that. You can also play with feedback. You can select the frequency. But I'm not going to use it. We have a peak filter. And the fun part is that you can modulate these. So for example, if you click on the cutoff, you choose a modulator type. Let's go for example with the sine one. You can do the same thing with the macros. So for example, choose the mix, go to the red macro that is called macro 1. Now if we crank up the macro, we kill the mix of the filter. Everything is so clear and obvious. I love the new Ohmicide S. Okay, so I duplicated the previous one. And also added one extra EQ and changed operator to Serum 2. I created a crazy simple setup where I set the Morpheus wavetable that I modulated with a sine wave on 2.5 octaves higher, a little noise, and a band reject filter going back and down. And the band reject filter that LFO1 moves the wavetable position of oscillator A, and LFO3 makes sure that the first part of the modulation is a little FME one and the second is more on a REC part, with modulating the wavetable position, the filter one, and the warping mode. That basically is just a low pass filter. Okay, so this is a cool sound, but it definitely needs some more meat. So I loaded up the Smash the Room preset. And the cool part here is you can still tweak this, finding different type of distortions. And we still haven't played with the filter and the feedback and the other stuff. I enabled the high pass filter, and to make sure that the bass does not lose its low one, I have to click on the parallel setup. Okay, so this was it. I hope you enjoyed it. See you guys next time. Peace.